Afternoon, everybody. So we are discussing arrays, pointers, and structures, right? So we are solving the gate questions on arrays and pointers. We have covered 10 questions. Everybody, please access the same file, file number 6, arrays, pointers, and structures. Please, one of you, if you can copy the link of Google Drive in the chat box, everybody can access. Please open the file, and the question number is 11. Please start. Everybody has the file. So there is a main function, int I, int star pi is equal to ampersand I. Scanf percentage d pi. Printf percentage n I plus 5. So this is the code given. Now, which of the following is true? It gives compilation. Compilation fails. B. Execution results in a runtime error. C. On execution, the value printed is 5 more than the address of the variable I. D. On execution, the value printed is 5 more than the integer value entered. Which is correct? Hope you understood option C and D. It is 5 more than the address of I. Option D is 5 more than the value that we are giving from keyboard. So those are option C and D. Okay, now, do you see any compilation error in this? Int I, pointer, integer pointer is declared and it is initialized. So pi is a pointer pointing to I, which means pi holds the address of I. That is also fine. Scanf percentage d, what we generally pass? Scanf syntax. Scanf percentage d ampersand I. This is what we know. Because scanf doesn't have an ampersand, we think that it is an error. So we think it's a compilation error or runtime error. No, please understand this. Scanf, we want to read a value from it, for which we are passing address of I. What is ampersand I? Address of I is nothing but ampersand I. Are we not passing address of I here? Because I is an integer variable, pi is a pointer variable. Pi has address of I. So when I access the variable name, it means its content. So pi is nothing but 1000, which is the address of I. So here what we are passing is indirectly address of I. Instead of saying address of I, we are saying pi. That's all. So whatever we entered through keyboard, that value is read and kept in I. So for example, I have given from the keyboard as 4. So that 4 will go and sit in I, because I passed address of I. In that address, keep 4. That is the meaning of scanf. Then percentage printf percentage n I plus 5. I value is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. So the value printed is 5 more than the value that we entered from the keyboard. Correct? So the answer is option D. It's not a runtime error. Scanf is not a problem because scanf expects the address and we passed an address. Okay. So answer for 11 is D. Then please go through 12th question. Question number 12. Main function A equal to 4, B is 5, C is 6. Calling F1 function with A and B. Calling F2 function with address of B and address of C. Printf percentage D C minus A minus B. This is main function. F1 function. Please observe F1 function. A into B. So there is a local variable C by using which we are swapping A and B. We are saying C equal to A equal to B equal to C. So we are swapping A, B values. It is call by value technique. Now there is F2 function which has address of A and address of B int C equal to star A equal to star B equal to C. Okay, so if you observe, F1 function is called by value swapping, F2 is called by reference because I am passing the addresses, I have captured those addresses, and by using the values of the addresses saved. See, star A means A has some address, the value in that. Okay, so whatever we are passing for F2, so the base value will be accessed with this. Okay, so by using call by reference we are swapping, which means the values that we are passing, they get swapped. So initially the ABC values are like this, ABC 4, 5, 6. First I am calling F1 function by passing A and B values, but even if I swap in the function, these will not be affected, that is called by value. Then call by reference, I passed address of B and address of C. By using them I am swapping, which means 6 will come here and 5 will come here. So swapping happens because it's called by reference call. Finally, printf %B, C minus A minus B. Please understand, both are the same operations. So when they are having the same priority, we go by associativity rule. Associativity of minus is left to right. So first I need to solve this leftmost. C minus A, C is 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Then 1 minus B value is 6. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. This is the answer. Minus 5 is the answer. It is just to check whether you know call by value and call by reference or not also. And then left to right associativity also. Okay. Next question. Question number 13. Question number 13. Consider the following function written in C programming language. So the function, simple function, void foo function, for which char star A is passed if star A and star A not equal to space, this is space. Okay, then foo of A plus 1 put char star A. Now the question is the output of the above function on the input. So the input that we are passing is A, B, C, D space E, F, G, H. If I pass this string, okay, what is the output? See, if I pass a string, obviously I am passing its first character because string name or array name is nothing but first element's address. First element is a character, so character's address I am passing. That's why I am capturing it into a character pointer. So syntax wise it is fine. For example, the base address is 1000. If I assume this to be an array, this is space, then it is like this, ends with a null character. So if I pass its base address, that is being captured it into a local variable because A is a pointer, character pointer, which is a local variable. It can change. So for first byte's address 1000. Now I am checking. If star A, what is star A? If A is 1000, star A is its content. Content is character A. Character A means, see, I have passed a character, but during the comparison, obviously it gets converted. So A, character A converted to integer is nothing but its ASCII code. ASCII code is 65, which is a non-zero value. Any non-zero is true. Okay, so if I say just if star A, which means it is true. Okay, and star A not equal to space. Yes, star A is a character A, it's not a space. So this is also true. This is true, this is true. So both are true. So I will enter into this and pick up A plus 1. A is 1000, A plus 1, A plus 1 is 1001 because it is char star. Char star jump is, it will point to the next character. That's all. So by seeing this function call, I will jump, but there is a pending line put char star A which I will execute during backtracking. So I am executing foo of 1001. So there is a formal parameter which is a local variable copied with 1001. Okay, star A, its content is B. Its content is B, which means 66. Also, it is not a space bar. So both are true. So it will invoke 1002. Put char star A pending. 4002 is in execution now. Formal parameter is created into which 1002 is being copied. Its content, star A is its content. Its content is C, 67, and also it is not a space bar. So both are true. So that's why foo of A plus 1, 1003, put char star A. Now foo of 1003 is in execution. A 1003 is in execution. Okay. Now its content is D, which is 67. Also it is not a space bar. Both conditions are true. So it will invoke 1004 call. Now foo of 1004. Please observe this now. A is copied with 1004. Its content is space bar, which means its ASCII code is 32. This is true. And star A is not equal to space bar, but now it is equal to space. This character is equal to space, which means the second condition is false. And if one of them is false, the entire result is false. So if it is false, it will come out, which means function is closed. Function closed means go back to the calling environment. Because I reached a space bar, now we went back to the calling environment because if condition is false. So when I go back, I will continue the pending lines. Put char star A. What is star A in this environment? A is 1003. So star A is, it's because it's a simple char star. It is a char star type. That's why star A is its content. 1003 is content, D. So D gets printed. Then go back to the calling environment, continue the pending line, star A, 1002's content is C. Then go back and continue the pending lines, star A, 1001's content which is B. Then pending line, its content is E. That's all, finished. So the output is DCBA. Output is DCBA. Because we have reached a space bar, that's why output is DCBA. We have stopped here itself. We didn't go till null cap because of this condition. It is just a recursion and pointers, that's all. As I told you, whenever you see a recursive call, please follow the method that we discussed during the first classes. Every function call in one line, all formal parameters are local variables, so boxes are drawn. Only if you have static variable in recursion, we will draw only one box on top and keep on modifying the same variable. Next question. We'll go through the question. 14th question. What is the output? The following C code. Assume that the address of X is 2000 and an integer requires 4 bytes of memory. So they have clearly mentioned. The base address is 2000. Also, each integer requires 4 bytes and it's a two-dimensional array. 4 rows, 3 columns. So 14th question, main function int x 4 rows, 3 columns. Initialize like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we are interested in this expression printf percentage u, percentage u, percentage u, unsigned integer. Obviously addresses are in unsigned integers, that's why percentage u. So these expressions are important. X plus 3, star of x plus 3, comma, star of x plus 2 plus 3 different expressions. And to solve this question, I have given the explanation in the last class. Expressions, types, and the corresponding values. Okay? Yes. So internal representation of memory will be like this. There are 4 rows like this. Each row has 3 columns like this. Array name is X, base address is 2000 and they clearly mentioned each integer needs 4 bytes. So this is 2004, 2008, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44. So these are the addresses. Now array name. What is an array name? Indicates array name is, see this is an array. What? Please understand the declaration. 4 rows, 3 columns means X is an array with 4 elements. That's all. X is an array with 4 elements in which each element is an integer array of size 3. So array name indicates first element's address. There are 4 elements. X indicates first element's address. First element is integer array of size 3. So X is a pointer for an integer array of size 3. How do we declare it? The star is kept in bracket 3. So X is a pointer for an integer array of size 3. That is the meaning. Of course, its value is 2000. Now I am saying X plus 3. If it is X plus 1, X is a pointer for an integer array of size 3. X plus 1 is a pointer for next integer array of size 3. Whatever is its type. It is a pointer for an integer array of size 4. So X plus 1 is next integer array of size 4. X plus 2 is next integer array of size 4's address, size 3's address. X plus 3 is next integer array of size 3's address, which means this address. So the value is 2036. By adding an integer to a pointer, type of pointer does not change. So it is 2036. Next expression. So this is the first expression, right? So here the answer is this one. Immediately, star of x plus 3. This is the next expression. Those who have not attended arrays class, they will definitely say, because x plus 3 is 2036, star of x plus 3 is its content. That is wrong. Correct? I told you. If this is a pointer for an array, then it's a star of. A dereferencing will say, see, x plus 3 is till now a pointer for this array, for a complete array. Whenever I say dereferencing star of, it is first element's address. Till now it is this array's address. Now when I say dereferencing, in that array first element's address. In that array first element is an integer, so its address. That's why it becomes an int star. It becomes an int star. The value is first element's address. Still it is an address. First element's address is also 2036. Only thing is type of pointer changed. Value is still the same. So x plus 3 and star of x plus 3 will give the same answer. Please understand that. If you just by seeing this question, if you go by elimination method, X plus 3 and star of x plus 3 cannot have the same values, so definitely A is not the answer. This is what you think, but that is the answer. Okay, that's why don't just go by your own thoughts. Okay, just verify. What is x? What is x plus 3? What is star of x plus 3? If you understand the type of pointers, you will understand what is star of also. Okay, then next one. So second expression is also finished. This is also 2036. How about third one? First let us solve x plus 2. What is x plus 2? X is integer array of size 3's address. X plus 1 is next integer array of size 3's address. X plus 2 is next integer array of size 3's address, which means this array's base address, which is 2024. It is array's address, which means a pointer for an integer array of size 3. It's a pointer for an integer array of size 3. For that, if I say one dereferencing, just now I explained, right? Whenever I just used a dereferencing for a pointer to an array, x plus 2 is array's address, x star of x plus 2 is in that first element space address. So, in this first element's address is also 2024, but the type of pointer is int star. Now it is first element space address. For that int star, I am adding 3. For an integer pointer, if I add 1, it will point to next integer. Very next integer, because it's an integer pointer. So for an integer pointer, if I add 1, it will point to next integer. X plus 2, next integer. Okay? So x plus 1 is this integer address, x plus 2 is this integer address, x plus 3 is this integer's address, which is 2036 again. By adding an integer to a pointer, type of pointer does not change, so it is still int star. So this expression's answer is also 2036. So all the three expressions will give the same answer, that is 2036. Option A. Okay, next question. Question number 15. Consider the following C program segment. Main function. Char s of 7 is initialized to 1, 2, 3, 4. String 1, 2, 3, 4. So automatically a null character gets appended. Also there is a pointer. Character pointer. Star P is character pointer. Okay, then P is equal to S1 plus 2. So this is S1, not S. Then star P is equal to character 0. It is character 0. Printf percentages S1. Printf percentages obviously expects a char star. I explain you this. Whenever you want to print a string, immediate parameter should be character pointer. So from that position onwards until the first null character is considered as a string and accordingly prints. Yes. Char star S1. So there are 7 characters. This is memory allocation. Initialized to 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 is a character, 2 is a character, 3, 4 are characters. Immediately it ends with a null character. Then there is an integer, character pointer P. This is char star. Char star. Then initialized. P is initialized to S1 plus 2. What is S1 first of all? This is array name. Array name indicates first element's address. First element's address is first element is a character. So its address. For example, 1000. So S1 is 1000. 1000 plus 2. Because it is char star, 1000 plus 2 is 1002 only. So that is assigned to P. So 1002 is assigned to P. So this is 1001, this is 1002. Okay, in that, star P is equal to capital 0. See, P is 1002. If I say star P, because it is a simple char star type, so star P is its content, no doubt, because they are simple pointers. So, because it's a P is a character pointer, star P is its content, 1002's content is nothing but character 0. Till now it is character 3, now I am placing character 0 in that. Yes, placed. Then printf percentage S1. Okay, S1 is again, it is 1000 only. From here until the first null character gets printed. Now the problem is this a character or a null character? This is our first question. See, you have assigned the character 0. There is a difference. Character 0, if you try to keep this character inside, its ASCII code is sitting in this character position. Its ASCII code is 48. So the binary equivalent of 48 will sit here. So it is not a null character. Null character's ASCII code is 0. Null character's ASCII code is 0. But you kept a character 0 whose ASCII code is 48. So it is a character 0. The complete value is not 0. Okay. For this the ASCII code is 0. So this is a null character. This is a character 0. So it is still a normal character. That's why from S1, if I print until the first null character means before the first null character. Okay, this is the string. So the output is 120. Similar to 120 is also a digit. Here it is a character. These are also characters. This is also a character. So 120 is the output. 1204. Next question. See, all these are gate questions. I am not discussing any question which is not gate question. 16. Main function. Static int A. Initialize to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then static int star P of brackets. You should understand the meaning. I didn't keep any brackets for star P. No, it is open, right? Which means P is an array of integer pointers. In fact, static integer pointers. Integer pointer. So P is nothing but an array of integer pointers. Fine. So if you do not give any values because of static, they get initialized to zeros. Fine. Then it is initialized to a plus 3, a plus 4, a plus 1. Last one is a plus 2. Then int double star ptr. If you remember, I have explained this. ptr plus plus printf percentage d ptr minus p comma star ptr. I took a similar example and explained when I was explaining arrays and pointers. Let's do it once again. A is an integer array. There are 5 elements. A is the name, which means first element's address. For example, first element is 1000. For example, each integer needs 2 bytes. So this is 1002, 4, 6, 8. It is initialized with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that is first integer array. Next one is also an array of 5 elements. But each element is an integer pointer. Each element is an integer pointer. Its name is P. And it is initialized with, see, A. But what is A? A is nothing but an array name, which is nothing but first element's address. First element is an integer, that's why A is an integer pointer. A is an integer pointer, and that value I am keeping it here. Yes, this is expecting an integer pointer, and I am passing an integer pointer, which is 1000. Next one is A plus 3. For an integer pointer, if I add 3, till now it is 1000. A plus 1 is 1002, A plus 2 is 1004, A plus 3 is 1006. Then A plus 4, third one is A plus 4, which is 1008. Then A plus 1, which is 1002. Then A plus 2, 1004. So initialized. P is also initialized. For example, because this is also an array, its first element's address is 2000. And just for example, I am saying each integer pointer needs 4 bytes. See, each integer needs 2 bytes, but a pointer, which means I am trying to hold the address, and that needs 4 bytes, for example. So integer pointer needs 4 bytes. So first element's address is 2000. So it will be 2004, 2008, 12, 16. Then int double star PTR. That is equal to P. What is P? P means it's an array. So array means first element's address. P is pointer for an, it's not a complete pointer for an array. No. Array name indicates first element's address. First element is integer pointer, its address. So int double star. Int double star. Yes, PTR was declared as int double star because P is also int double star. So P's type is int star star. And that's why I had to declare PTR also as int double star. That's when P can be assigned to PTR, which is 2000. P and PTR are pointing to the same element, that is the meaning. Then PTR plus plus. Now PTR is pointing to this integer pointer. If I say plus 1, PTR is equal to PTR plus 1, that is the meaning. Which means this gets updated. It will point to next integer pointer. Till now it has pointed to this integer pointer. When I say plus 1, it is next integer pointer. So it will point to this element. This element's first byte's address, which is 2004. Okay, this is also executed. Now execute this first one. PTR minus P. PTR is 2004 because it has pointed to that 2004. P is 2000. PTR is 2004. P is 2000. This minus this. Both are of same type. That's why subtraction is possible. Both are pointing to the same array. So there is a meaning for this operation. So whenever you subtract two pointers, it will give us the number of elements present between those two pointers. So the number of elements present between these two are only one. Only one element is present. Next one, star star PTR. It is a dereferencing. PTR has 2004. Star PTR is 2004's content, that is 1006. One more dereferencing is 1006 content, 40. So star star PTR is 40. So the output, there is no comma, there is no space. So 140 is the output. 140. It's a fill in the blank question, so we need to type 140 there and in the blank. Right? So here we covered an array of pointers, pointer to a pointer, double pointer. Next question. Seventeenth question. Consider the following C program. There is a prototype void f int comma short. So prototype says f function takes one integer and one short variable. Then there is a main function and int I is an integer initialized to 500. Then short variable is also declared yes, which is initialized to 12. Short star p is equal to address of s. Now what should I call? I want to invoke f function. See, which of the following expressions when placed in the blank above will not result in a type checking error. I want to invoke f function. Which of the following ABCD are fine so that there will not be any type checking error. Option A says s comma star s. Option B says I is equal to f of I comma s. Option C is f of I comma star s. Option D is f of I comma star p. See, observe the prototype. F is a function which takes integer and short, straight values. First one must be integer, second one must be short. And it does not return any value. Why? If you say I is equal to f of, which means f should return some value and I need to capture it into. So I is equal to f of is wrong because f is not returning any value. So I cannot capture it into I. So this function call doesn't work. Okay, then I is a normal integer variable which has 100. S is a normal short variable which has 12. When S is a normal short variable, can I say star S? Which is wrong. S is a short variable. Short variable. It's not a pointer variable, so that I can say star S. So this is wrong. Option C is also wrong. Then coming to option F. See, first one passing an S is okay because that S value is assigned to an integer variable. That is fine. But the next one is star S. S is a short variable. A dereferencing operator works only for pointer variables, not for direct primitive variables. Okay, primitive data type variables. So this function call is also wrong. Okay, option D. First one is I. Yes. First one is anyway integer. That's why I'm passing I. Next one is star p. I'm not directly passing s, but p is a pointer variable for s. P is a short pointer which has address of s. So to access this short value, I'm saying star p. So star p is fine. So first one is an integer, second one is a short value. Short value. So this function call is fine. Option D will not result in any type checking. Type checking error. Simple questions. Most of them are simple questions. But they are given for 1 mark only. If it is a 2 marks question, then there will be a slight complication or at least a confusion. Question number 18. Observe the question carefully. There is a mystery function, right? Int star ptr a comma int star ptr b. Both are pointers. Then int star temp. Temp is equal to ptra. ptra is equal to ptrb. ptrb is equal to temp. Like swapping. It looks like swapping. Then there is a main function. A is 2016. B0, C4, B43. Calling mystery function by passing address of A and address of B. If A is less than C, again I am calling a mystery function by passing address of C, address of A. Irrespective of if I am calling mystery function again by passing address of A and address of D. Finally print the value of A. That's all. And it is fill in the blank question, so you should be careful. By seeing this mystery function logic, temp equal to ptra, ptra equal to ptrb, ptrb equal to temp, it looks like swapping, and that too by seeing these pointers, we understand that it is like call by reference. So if I pass the address of A and address of B, A, B values get swapped. This is what we assume. Please don't think so. Understand the code here. Please see the code here. If the code was written like this mystery function header is same. Int t. T is equal to star ptra. Star ptra is equal to star ptrb. Star ptrb is equal to t. If the code was written like this, then yes, whatever you are passing the address of A and address of B, the values in those A and B would have got swapped if the code was like this. But code is not like this. I will execute just for one and show you, see what is happening. A is having 2016, B is having 0. For example, their addresses are 1000 and 2000. I pass those addresses to mystery function which are captured it into pointers A, B, 1000, 2000. Copy. Also there is a temporary pointer T which is declared. Now you see what is happening here. PTRA, I am not saying star PTRA, I am just saying PTRA, which means, see this is PTRA, PTRB. So PTRA means PTRA's content, 1000. 1000 is kept in temp. PTRA equal PTRB, whatever is there here, keep it here. Then PTRB equal to temp. So in PTRB, whatever is temp value, keep it. Execution completed, I will return back and the environment is destroyed. When I come back and see, there is no effect for A and B. That is what has happened here. You have taken the addresses, but you swapped those addresses. By using those pointers, you have not modified. That's why I was saying, C does not support call by reference. If it was a call by reference, straight away they would have accessed these locations and swapped. Okay, you have copied the addresses and those addresses were swapped. What is the point? They are like local variables. Though you have swapped the values there itself, once it is destroyed, there is no effect for the actual parameters. So, how many times you call mystery function, there will not be any effect for ABCD because you are not touching ABCD anywhere with this code. And there is no other change on ABCD apart from calling mystery function. Which means how many times you call mystery function with whatever variables, by passing whatever variables addresses, There is no effect for ABCD because it is not call by reference. It's not working like a call by reference. So A value at the end will remain as 2016. So the answer is 2016 only. So it is just to confuse you. They have mentioned everything like call by reference. Only thing is the code was not implemented like call by reference. I told you it is programmer's greatness who has implemented this swapping, who is performing a swapping by using pointers concept. See, on its own does not support call by reference. Now the implementation, the programmer has changed his code. Instead of touching these values, he has just done something here itself. So it is not affecting the actual parameters. Okay, next question. Question number 90. The value printed by the following program is question number 90. There is a function int star p int m. M is equal to m plus 5. Star p is equal to star p plus m. Return. Then there is a main function. Int I is 5, j is 10. F of address of I, comma j. Printf 5 plus j. Don't follow the syntaxes, just written the logic. Okay, let us start with main function. In main function area, you have two variables, I and j. For example, their addresses are 1000 and 2000. They are initialized with 5 and 10. Then I am calling a function by passing address of I, which is 1000, and j value. I am not saying ampersand j, which means I am just passing j value. What is j value? Is 10. So I am passing 10. So this is the function call. Jump to f function, in which we have two formal parameters which are local variables, t, m. First one I passed an address, so it must be captured it into a pointer. That's why p was declared as a pointer. Second one I passed just j, which means an integer. That's why m was declared as an integer, so that I can capture the values without any problem. Then m equal to m plus 5. So 10 becomes 15. Then star p is equal to star p plus m. What is star p? P is a normal integer pointer. So p has some address, the value in that is this location. The value is 5 plus m. M value is 15. Total 20 must be placed in star p. P has some address, the value in that should be 20 placed. Finally return. Return to the calling environment. In this, I am saying printf I plus j. What is I plus j value? 20 plus 10 is 30 is the answer. 30 is the answer. Next question. Consider the following program. F function which takes into star p comma int n. If n less than or equal to 1, then just return 0. Else, return max of f of p plus 1 comma n minus 1 comma p of 0 minus p of 1. Please understand this code. Then there is a main function. There is an integer array initialized to 35264. Printf percentage d, call f function with a comma 5. Max of note is also given. Max of x comma y returns maximum of x and y. The value printed by this program is. Here we are returning max of these two values, whether this value is maximum or this value is maximum. Whichever is max among these two expressions, that gets returned. Okay, let us start execution. Because we are calling f function from the main, and f function is calling f function again, which is like recursion. So you know how to solve a recursion, same method. Of course, there are pointers also, arrays also, so we need to solve that also. Okay, combination of concepts. So in the main function, I have an array. Values are 3, 5, 2, 6, 4. Its address is 1000. This is 1002, 4, 6, 8. So from the main function, we are invoking f a comma 5. But what is a? A is an array name. Array name means first element's address. So 1000 is being passed. When I passed a, first element's address is passed 1000 and 5. This is the first function call. So these are copied into the format parameters, which are local variables p comma n. This is 1000. This is 5. Then if n less than or equal to 1. No, n is not less than or equal to 1. So else, return, what should I return? Max of f of p plus 1 comma n minus 1. What is p plus 1? P is 1000, that to integer pointer. For that, if I add 1, next integer pointer. So till now it is 1000, it becomes 1002. P plus 1 is 1002. N minus 1, 5 minus 1 is 4. This is the next function call. This is the next function call. Just by seeing that function call, I will jump. But there is one more expression, I will solve it later during backtracking. P of 0 minus P of 1, I will solve it during backtracking. Then whichever is greater, that gets returned. So f of 1002 comma 4, recursive call. P is copied with 1002, N is copied with 4. If n less than or equal to 1, no? So return max of f of p plus 1. 1002 plus 1 is 1004. N minus 1, 4 minus 1 is 3. P of 0 minus P of 1 will be evaluated later. So f of 1004 comma 3. P is 1004. N is 3. N less than or equal to 1 is false. So return max of f of p plus 1. 1004 plus 1 is 1006. N minus 1 is 2. This we will calculate later. Then f of 1006 comma 2. So just to explain you, I am writing all this. Slowly, once you get experience in solving, you will not write all these things. Of course, you will draw the boxes, but you will do quick calculations. This is 2. N less than or equal to 1 is false. So return max of f of 1008 comma 1. P of 0 minus P of 1 is as it is. This function called f of 1008 comma 1. P is copied with 1008. N is with 1. If n less than or equal to 1, yes, now n is less than or equal to 1. It is equal to 1, right? That's all. Then return 0. Okay, return 0. This value is 0 now. Now I will look at this. What is P of 0 minus P of 1? P means don't assume that this is P, so P of 0 is this, P of 1 is this. No. P in this environment is 1006. What is P of 0? How should we write? Internally it is an array, it is a point representation. Star of P plus 0. P in this environment is 1006. 1006 plus 0 is 1006. Star of. Because P is an integer pointer only, star of means its content. 1006 content is 6. Minus P of 1. What is P of 1? Star of P plus 1. But P in this environment is 1006. 1006 plus 1 is 1008 because it's an integer pointer. 1008's content. 1008's content is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. So max of 0, 2 is returned. Max of them is 2. 2 is returned. That is the value of this function call. So I will look at this expression now. What is P of 0? P is 1004. So P of 0 is 1004's content is 2. P of 1 is 6. 1006 content. This is minus 4. Maximum of 2 and minus 4 is 2. So that gets returned to the calling environment. Now I will look at this P of 0. P in this environment is 1002. 1002's content is 5. P of 1 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. Max of 2 and 3 is 3. That will be returned to the calling environment. Comma. What is P of 0? P here is 1000. So P of 0 is 3. Minus. P of 1 is 5. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. Max of 3 comma minus 2 is 3. So that gets returned to the calling environment, that is main function. So to this function call, 3 is returned, that gets printed. So answer is 3. There is no complication in this question. It is just recursion and arrays. Arrays are nothing but pointers. So in every function call, P is different. That's all you need to understand. Because P is a variable. In each and every function call, P value is different. It's not same. So accordingly, you need to calculate during backtrack. Is that okay? Any doubts? Next question. Question number 21. Int star assign val int star x comma int val. Star x is equal to val. return x. Main function int star x is equal to malloc size of int. If null is equal to x, null equal to x, return. Otherwise, x is equal to assign val function by passing x comma 0. If x, again x equal to int star of malloc size of int. If null is equal to x, again return. Otherwise, x is equal to assign val x comma 10. Printf x. The code suffers from which one of the following problems? Compiler error, as the return of malloc is not typecasted appropriately. Option B, compiler error because the comparison should be made as x double equal to null and not shown above. So it's like null equal to x is wrong, x equal to null. That's what option B says. C, compiles successfully but execution may result in dangling pointer. Option D, compiles successfully but execution may result in memory leaks. Which is correct? See, first of all, for a malloc function, of course, it returns a void pointer which we are capturing it into an integer pointer. That's okay. It's automatic typecasting. That's not a problem. So, with this first line, x is a pointer. This is main function environment in which x is a pointer that gets created. So, malloc in dynamic memory, this is stack area, this is heap area. In heap area, memory gets allocated with that malloc function. Its address is being returned, which is captured by x. If null equal to x, whether you say a equal to b or b equal to a, both are same. There's no difference. If x is equal to null, if this memory is not allocated, obviously that malloc function will return null, so x would have null. If x equal to null, I am returning, which means I am stopping the program, so it's not a problem. So I can say null equal to x also or x equal to null also, both are same. Okay, which means if x is not null, which means memory was allocated in the heap area, its base address is with x, that is the main. Now I am saying x is equal to assign val x comma 0. So in assign function, this is assign val function, to which I passed x means its address, which is captured it in local variable x. Also the value 0 because that's what I passed. From this I passed x is equal to assign val x comma 0. This is what I passed. So x means its content which is captured in local variable x. Now here I am saying star x is equal to val. So val is 0, 0 is kept in star x, which means x has some address, the value in that should be 0, I kept it. Return x means return 1000, that's all. Return 1000, which is captured again into x. Anyway it is 1000, now the same thing is returned, it's okay. Yes, once I come here, if x, what is the meaning? X means it's the value in this x. If it is 0, it is false, which means null. Means there is no memory. If it is not null, so if x is true, true means there is a memory location. It is pointing to some memory location. Okay, so if this is true, I am saying that x is equal to, which means this x is equal to, again malloc. So I have created one more dynamic memory whose address is, for example, 2000. That 2000 is returned by this malloc function and I am capturing it in this x. I captured, which means already this was the memory which was allocated during runtime. I could hold its address, but now suddenly I have kept a new address, which means I lost the base address of this memory location. This is called memory leaks. There is a memory allocated to you. its loss of memory case I explained you, right? There is a memory allocated to you, but because you lost its base address, you are unable to access it. There is no name for it. You have only its address, and that address is being lost. So you cannot use it in any way. So this is the problem. It is memory leaks. In C++ and Java, we have garbage collectors which collects all this memory which is just allocated but not referred by any variable. They are collected by garbage collector. But in C, you have to clear it, or during the execution completion of the program's execution is completed. That's when it's automatically deallocated. Till then, it is in your process area, but you are not able to use it. This is called memory leaks problem. Yes, that is what is happening now. So it will lead to an error. It's not like error. There is no compilation problem. During execution, it will lead to memory leaks. That's all. So compile successfully, but execution may result in memory leaks. Answer is D. Match the following. See the question number 22. Match the following static char var. That is P. P is static char var. So char is the data type, variable name is var, and it's a static variable. So it is matched with what options on the list? 2. Sequence of memory locations to store addresses. A variable located in the data section of the memory. I told you static variables are stored in data section. So this is a variable located in data section of the memory. So this is mapped to 2 in the list 2. Then Q. Q is unequal to malloc of 10, which means 10 bytes of block is allocated, its base address is with M. Immediately I am making a mass null. Till now it has the address of a dynamically created memory. Now you lost that address by this. So with which option? First is sequence of memory locations to store addresses. Second is already mapped. Third, request to allocate a CPU register to store a data. No, this is not a request to allocate a register. It is a lost memory which cannot be freed. Yes, you lost the memory which is dynamically allocated, and it cannot be freed by you by using free function. So it mapped with 4 or this one is char star PTR of 10. Yes. Now PTR is an array X. It is to store the addresses. Char star, right? It is to store the addresses. So the first one, sequence of memory locations to store address. Okay. So it matches with 1. Yes, is register in RAM. You know this storage class, right? Auto register static extern register. This is requesting CPU to allocate a CPU register so that you can store the value of this variable in that CPU register. Instead of memory location, you want to store it in a CPU register. So it is mapped with request to allocate a CPU register to store the data. So this is 3. So this is the mapping for question number 22. Question number 23. This is print x, print xy. There is int x into y. Int star ptr. Then x equal to 0, ptr is equal to address of x, y equal to star ptr is equal to 1. Finally, print x comma y values. The output of print xy 1 comma 1. If I call print xy with 1 comma 1, what is the output? So I am passing 1 comma 1 which are captured it into x and y. So x and y are variables captured with 1 1. There is a pointer ptr, but it's not initialized yet. X equal to 0, x means local x, update. Then ptr equal to address of x. ptr should have address of x. For example, x address is 1000, y address is 2000. So this 1000 is captured in ptr. ptr equal to address of x. Then y equal to star ptr. So y value should be star ptr. ptr has some address, the value in that should be kept in y. Yes, kept. Then star ptr equal to 1. ptr is having some address, the value in that must be 1. Yes, placed. Finally, print f x comma y values. X value is 1, y value is 0. 1 comma 0 is 0. Output is 1 comma 0, option C. Question number 24. Question number 24. There is a string.h which is included, and in the main function char star c is equal to a string. I told you a string with the char star c declaration is okay because it is pointing to the first character's address. C is holding first character's address. So get CSIT 2017. There is no space. Then char star p is equal to c. So whatever is c is having, same thing is kept in p also. Just an assignment. Finally, printf percentage s, right? Percentage d converted to an integer strlen. String length function we are using, and I am passing an expression here. This expression is important. C plus 2 of p minus 6 of p minus 1. String length function, it expects a char star. So whatever is the character pointer that you pass, from there until the first null character is considered as a string, and for that string it is finding the string length. So whatever address that you pass here, from that until the first null character is considered as a length. Null character is ignored while calculating the length. We know that. Okay. So first we need to understand what this expression means. C and P both are same. C means first element's address. For example, this is 1000. So this becomes 1001. This is 1002. This is 1003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1008, 1009, 10, 11. Null character is there after that. Okay. So I pass C, which means 1000. So C plus 2 of P minus 6 of P minus 1. What is the meaning? C is 1000. What is 2 of P? 2 of P, P of 2 is okay. What is 2 of P? Both are same because in C, even if you write it as P of 2, it is getting converted to star of P plus 2 only. That's why even if you write 2 of P, internally it gets converted to star of 2 plus P. Whether you add 2 to P or P to 2, both are same. You are adding 2 plus P or P plus 2, both are same. Because it's a pointer, for a pointer and integer gets added. After that, as per that, it jumps and then dereferencing the contents of it. So this way or this way, both are same. So this is P of 2. What is P of 2? Both P and C are pointing to the same thing because you said C is maintained in P. So C is also first character's address. P is also first character's address, 1000 only. So P of 2 or C of 2 both are same. This is P of 0, P of 1, P of 2 is character T. Then 6 of P is nothing but P of 6. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is character I. P of 6 is character I. Minus 1. This is what I need to solve. See, for a pointer variable, you can add and subtract an integer but not characters, which means these characters are automatically upgraded to or converted to integers. So what is the integer equivalent of these characters? Their ASCII codes. So you take those ASCII codes and perform the operation. Okay, so it's a straight difference. You know capital A is 65. Okay, as per that you can calculate. Or we know anyway this coding, as per coding technique, we know T is 20 and I is 9. So 20 minus 9. Same thing. Finally we need a difference only, right? So 20 minus 9 is 11. So with this we will get 11. 11 minus 1 is 10. That gets added to 1000. 1000 plus. See, the operation is definitely left to right associative. So first an integer is added to this. From that we will do a subtraction. From that we will do one more subtraction. That is say, okay, this will also give me the same thing. So the final answer is 1010. So with this expression resolved, it gives me 1010, which is a char star. String, for a string length, if I pass a char star 1010, from 1010 up to first null character is considered as a string. For that length is being calculated. The length is only 2 characters. So string length will return 2. So the answer of this printf is. Is that okay? P and C are pointing to the same character. So whether you say P of 2 or C of 2, even if I write here 2 of C, same thing. Same calculation, everything is same. So adding character or subtracting character from a pointer is nothing but integer addition and integer subtraction. Integers are their ASCII codes. As per that, you do a addition and subtraction. Finally, we have got a char star of 1010. So that 1010 is being passed to string length. From there until first null character is the length that is calculated, only 2 characters, 1 and 7. So it returns an integer 2, that is